Hello students, welcome to another session. Okay, so in today's session we are going to look at a topic that comes in paper 1. Okay, and this topic carries 4 marks. Right, so we are looking at the axis of symmetry. Now let us see how we can solve questions on this topic. So we're going to look at 3 examples, and these are exam questions since we're preparing for the exam. So we'll concentrate on solving questions from past papers. Now question number 1 says, okay, it reads, says the sketch shown below represents the graph of the curve y is equals to x squared minus 4x plus 3 passing through A, B, and C. Okay, so find the coordinates of the points B, C, and also on B says find the minimum value of y. Okay, so we have this is our graph. Okay, and we have this curve, which is this curve is x squared is equals to this. Okay, and then we have the points A, B, and what, and C. So our first question is find the coordinates of what, of the points B and C. All right. Okay, so now this topic you need to be conversant with the quadratic factorization, okay, of which we looked at if you follow this channel. Now, for us to find the coordinates of these 2 points B and C, what do? We are going to copy this equation that we have been given. Okay, so the first thing is we copy the equation y is equals to, okay, x squared minus 4x plus 3. Like that, we have copied the equation. So what we do is we are going to equate this equation to 0. Okay, we form a quadratic equation. So this will be x squared minus 4x plus 3 is equals to what? To 0, like that. So after we do that now, we look for the product, okay? We look for the product, we look for the sum and the factors. Now, this is our A and this is our B and our C. So we know by now that product is what? A times C. So our product here is 3, our sum is -4, and our factors of our product, it's 1 and what? And 3. Okay, so on these factors, which 2 numbers, when we multiply them, they'll give us what? 3, and when we multiply them, they'll give us what? -4. So we're going to have, it's 3, okay, when we multiply 3 times what? Times 1, we're going to get what? 3. Now, since this 4 is a negative, so we're going to make this 3 a negative and also this one a negative. So that we have -3 minus 1, it will give us what? A -4. -3 times -1, it is giving us what? +3, like that. So we are going to replace these 2 factors where there is what? With the 4. Okay, so our equation is going to be x squared minus, we're going to put 3, okay, 3 and the x. So we're just replacing what? 4, okay, and then minus what? Minus, since it's 1, so we're just going to write x there, okay, plus this 3, and this will be equals to 0. I hope that you have followed there. So from there now, what we do, we factorize, okay, look what is common here. So here and here, it is x that is common, so we'll put x outside the bracket. When you cancel 1x there, you remain with 1x, minus x into 3x, you remain with the 3. Okay, like that. What is common here? It is what? It is 1, -1. Okay, so we bring this negative sign, it comes down, and the 1 there. So such that when we -1 into -x, it is x. Okay, -1 into +3, it is giving us -3, and it will be equals to 0. I hope that you're followed on this point. Okay, so when you have the same numbers in the brackets, then you're okay. So you're just going to group what is outside the brackets, x minus 1, and also pick on what is in the brackets, x minus 3 is equals to 0. Therefore, we're going to equate x minus 1 is equals to 0, or x minus 3 is equals to 0. And then we solve for x. So here x, okay, is equals to, when this -1 crosses the equal sign, it becomes a +1. And also here x is equals to, this -3 crosses the equal sign, it will be what? +3, like that. Okay, so the question says, find the coordinates of what? Of the points B and C. So we have B and C. So B is the first one and C is the second one. So meaning that if on B, if x is 1, then y is 0. Okay? And on C, if x is 3, then y is 0. Like that. Okay? You have found the what? The coordinates. That is how you solve that question. Let's go to B. B, we're finding the minimum value. Okay? So this is our B. How do we find the minimum value? Minimum value. So we use the formula. Finding the minimum value, we say x is equals to -b over 2a. Okay, so where do we find b? We're finding from our formula. So our b is -4. So we just replace. So x is equals to, say, negative for the formula, and our b is -4. So we put in brackets like that. Okay, so from there, what do we do? 2, we say 2 over, what is our a? Our a is 1. Okay, so when we solve there, this will be equals to negative times negative, it is +4. 2 times 1 gives us what? It gives us a 2. So our x is equals to what? 2 into 4, it gives us what? It gives us a 2. Okay, so that is not all. That is not all. So from there, what you do now, where there is x, you replace with 2 in your what? In our formula. So therefore, we're going to say y is equals to x squared minus 4x plus 3. Find the value of y. We're going to say 2 squared minus 4, where there's x, we put 2, say plus 3. Y will be equals to 2 squared, this is 4, minus 4 times 2 gives us 8, okay, plus 3. Okay, this will be y will be equals 4 minus 8 gives us a -4 plus 3. So therefore our y is equals to what? -1. So that is the answer. Okay, so we have solved number 1. Let's go to number 2. Okay, let's go to question number 2. Question 2. Okay, so question 2 says, the diagram shows the sketch of the graph y is equals to x squared minus 6x plus what? Plus 8, cutting the x-axis at B and C. Find the coordinates of the point BC. Okay, so as we have done, so A, we're finding the coordinates. So we get the formula, the equation that we have been given. Y is equals to x squared minus 6x plus what? Plus 8. As usual, we say we equate this to 0. So this will be x squared minus 6x plus 8 is equals to 0. This is a quadratic, so we use quadratic factorization. So we find the product, okay, which is 8, and then we find the sum, which is -6, and the factors of the product is 1, 2, 4, and 8. Okay, so on this product, on these factors, which two numbers when you multiply, they'll give us 8. When we subtract, they will give subtract or add, they'll give us 6. So you find that those two numbers are what? It's 2 times what? Times 4, it gives us 8. Since this 6 is the negative, we're going to make these two negatives. Okay, so -2 plus -4. The answer will be what? -6. Okay, so we are going to replace in our equation. We replace the 6, so it will be x squared, okay, minus 2x minus 4x plus 8 is equals to 0. So what is common here? What is common here is x. So you have x minus 2. And what is common here? You bring this sign first, the negative sign, and what is common here is 4. So 4 into 4x, you have x, okay? Negative 4 divided by positive 8, you have negative what? 2, which is equals to 0. So we have the same things in the what? In the bracket. So we group what is outside the brackets, x minus 4, and also x minus 2 is equals to 0. So we solve for x is equals to 0, or x minus 2 is equals to 0. So x will be equals to, this positive 4 cross the equal sign, into negative 4 cross the equal sign to be positive 4. And here x will be equals, this negative 2 cross the equal sign, it will be positive what? Positive 2. So therefore, the coordinates at B, will be what? Will be 2. If x is 2, then y is 0. And the coordinates at C will be what? X is 4 and y is 0. You found the what? Your answer. Okay? Let's go to B. B, number 2B says, find the coordinates of the turning point of the graph. Okay? So, what do? We're going to use our formula. X is equals to negative B divided by 2A. Okay? By now we know how to replace here. So, our x will be equals to, what is negative B? What is B? Our B is negative what? Negative. So our B is negative 6. So this is our A, our B, and our C. So our B is negative 6. So we're going to say negative, then negative 6 over 2. Our A is 1. Okay? It is just the x, so it is 1. So x will be equals to negative times negative, it is positive. So we say over 2 times 1 is 2. So x will be equals to what? It will be equals to 3. Okay? So here x is a 3. So this x, we are going to replace, where there is x, we replace with a 3 in our equation. So y will be equals to x squared minus 6x plus 8. So to find the value of y, you say 3 squared minus 6, in brackets you put 3 plus what? Plus 8. Okay, so this will be equals to, this is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 6 times 3, it is 18. Okay, so plus 8. Y will be equals to, from 9 you take away 18, remain with negative what? 9 plus 8. Therefore, the value of y will be what? This negative 9 plus 8, it gives us negative 1. Okay? So in the question, they want us to find the coordinates of the turning point. So, therefore, our x is what? Is 3, and our y is a negative 1. Like that. Okay? It's as simple as that. Okay, let us look at the third and last question. So the third question said, the sketch shown below represents the graph of the curve y is equals to x, and then in bracket x minus 2, passing through O and A. Okay, find the coordinates of the points where the curve cuts the x-axis. So here at O and at A. Okay, so let us see how we are solving this one. So we say A. We have been given the formula, the equation, I mean, y is equals to x and then x minus 2. Okay? So what we are doing with this, we just equate this equation to what? To 0. So we say x minus 2 is equals to what? To 0. As simple as that. So therefore, this x is equals to 0, x is equals to 0, or, and the x minus 2 is equals to 0. So for x, so x is equals to, this 2 crosses the negative 2 crosses the equal sign, becomes a positive 2. Like that. So now, look at our graph. check our graph. So here at O, the coordinates will be what? X is 0 and y is 0. And at A, the coordinates x is 2 and y is 0. Like that. We have found the answer. Let's go to B. On B, we want to find the minimum value of the function. Okay, we know by now how to calculate the minimum value. Say x is equals to negative b over 2a. Okay, so x will be equals to, what is your b here? Okay, we just get this, our equation x minus 2. So we say x times x gives us x squared minus 2x. So this is our a and this is our b. Okay, so our b here is negative 2, say over 2, our a is 1. Okay, so therefore x will be equals to negative times negative, it is positive 2, so over 2. So x is equals to 1. Okay, so now this x we are going to replace in our equation. Okay, so our equation is y. To find y, say x, then x minus 2. So we replace with 1. So y is equals to, x is 1, so here 1 minus 2. So y will be equals to 1. This 1 minus 2, it gives us negative 1. So y is equals to negative 1. Like that. Okay? That is how we handle that question. Okay, so students, so these are the solutions. Okay? So these are our solutions. So go through this video, okay? Rewind and pause and solve these same questions. Thank you very much for watching.